we try to guide and protect our girls through the challenges of this unusual life in the spotlight. No, our motto is, when they go low, we go high.
Man, I love Michelle Obama. Tough, smart, beautiful, and wise. She once said, when they go low, we go high. I agreed with her then, but that was before I met Trump and his pack of beer-bellied racist hillbillies. This Republican Party is to honor and virtue what George Santos is to a clean resume.
You have no shame?
Recently, you might have seen these GOP cheap fake videos insinuating that the president is like Tiny Fingers.
They're rapists.
But they're wrong, and they're liars.
Where's it going?
Look at, if you look at, look at the right part of the thing. There are three guys standing to the right when they fan the thing out there.
Right, so he's the only one wandering.
Look at that guy right there. Look at the guy.
Okay.
I'm not going to.
It was a pretty misleading video because what you're seeing here on the left is the New York Post edit, that version. That's all people could see. It zoomed in. It was claiming that Biden appears to be wandering off. But when you actually zoom out, like you do here on the right, you can see the full picture from the unedited source pool cameras, where very clearly he was talking to skydivers who were just out of frame as he was standing next to all the world leaders. You can see them there at the bottom. And I mean, so that one was very obviously misleading.
Yeah, and that one was deceptively edited, right, to show Biden and make it appear, again, as if he's just wandering
staring off into the distance.
has no idea what he's doing. But that is literally what you hear in right-wing media.
That was a spectacular smackdown of the lies Fox News propagates. But it's nothing new. Republicans and right-wing media are shameless whores, pretending to embrace the spirit of decency when in fact they have proven that winning is more important to them than honor, values, and integrity. Did I mention honor? Here's Trump.
Trump sparred with CBS pollster Frank Luntz over Senator John McCain.
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Here's McCain.
I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No?
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with.
Do you need a better example of what's wrong with the Republican Party? The only question I have isn't what happened to them, but why? They had better choices, honorable, decent men and women, but they said, F that, let's go with this.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Then there's Joe Biden, a good, decent man. Like Michelle, he goes high.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem.
When Hunter screwed up, Joe still loved him. But like a good father, he holds his son responsible for his mistakes. And if sentenced to prison, Biden won't pardon him.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
There has never been a clearer choice between two people. Yet Fox and their cast of bottom feeders are void of principle and have zero backbone. I mean, look at the guy you worship. How much more evidence do you need?
The most grossly incompetent man in government, the worst president ever of any country. The whole world is laughing at him.
Republicans actually defend these cheap fake videos, and I say cheap because they're easy to expose. Listen to these halfwits admit that stupid people, like their viewers, will be fooled by these lies, and that's okay.
If you watch those videos and you don't know anything about politics, you can't fake. You can't unsee that.
Biden is 81, but so is Mick Jagger. Yeah, Joe doesn't have his moves, but Biden has a half century of experience with running a nation, standing up to Russia, to terrorists, and working across the aisle to make America a better and stronger place. And he defeated Trump straight up simply by being a decent human being. So how does the GOP respond? By using Russian disinformation to create a lie that Biden and his son were taking ill-gotten money from Ukraine. Let that sink in. The GOP knowingly took disinformation from Alexander Smirnov, who admitted to the FBI that it had come from Putin. And even today, the Republicans admit that their House members are still doing it.
Let's turn to Ukraine, an issue that's important to you and your fellow Republican chairman, Michael McCaul, who runs the Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman McCaul made a comment this week about what he says sounds like Russian propaganda from some conservative media. And why it's so difficult to explain to Republican voters why supporting Ukraine is important. He told Julia Yaffe, quote, I think Russian propaganda has made its way into the United States, unfortunately, and it's infected a good chunk of my party's base. He singled out primetime shows on conservative channels. Do you agree with him? And how big is this problem?
Oh, it is absolutely true.
The thing about being a Democrat and having to run against Trump is you don't have to make anything up. It's all on the public record. And that's what's so frustrating, that Fox News and Republicans would embrace a sociopath who, and these are just the highlights, was fined by a Republican Department of Justice in the 70s for discrimination in housing. Trump borrowed money from Putin's Russia.
Here's how Dodson remembers the conversation.
I said to Eric, well, you're the head of his golf services development company. Who's funding all this? I remember very clearly what he said. He said, no, we don't need American banks. We have all the funding we need out of Russia.
Trump sold the 45th floor of Trump Tower to the Saudis. Trump sold land for 3 times its value to a Russian oligarch who then destroyed it. Trump created a fake university, ripping off students, and was fined and then banned from ever running another university. He created a fake charity that raised money for kids with cancer, then he stole it. He was fined and banned from ever running another charity. Trump has been accused of sexual assault 14 times, and a court found Jean Carroll's claim of rape to be true and ordered Trump to pay her $100 million. Trump fraudulently lied about the value of his properties to both the government and the insurance company and was fined $500 million.
All been foolish, and I think we're all to blame. There was no collusion at all.
Those comments coming on the heels of last week's grand jury indictment of 12 Russian intelligence officers for their alleged roles in committing cyber crimes to interfere in the 2016 election.
According to 17 U.S. intelligence agencies under the Trump administration, they found Putin interfered in the 2016 election to help Trump. And Trump defended Putin. In 2016, Trump allowed this guy, Paul Manafort, to run his campaign. Manafort had been working for Yanukovych, the Ukrainian dictator who was friends with Putin and was overthrown by a Democratic coalition. That summer, Trump pulled support for a free Ukraine from the RNC platform. Manafort was later convicted of multiple felonies and jailed until Trump pardoned him. Trump also pardoned convicted felon Roger Stone, who openly supported the insurrection, and then pardoned Steve Bannon, who stole millions from a charity designed to build a wall between the U.S. and Mexico, and now is headed again to prison for refusing to testify before Congress about his role in the January 6th attack. Trump stole top secret documents, and when the FBI requested their return, he lied and instructed employees to destroy them. And of course, he sent thousands to the Capitol to attack Pelosi and Pence's attempt to count the electoral votes that Biden legitimately won. 2 people died in that attempted coup. I left out Trump's many racist and misogynistic attacks on citizens and immigrants. And of course, his rapidly declining cognitive state, exacerbated by his psychopathic and venomous promises of revenge.
I know a lot of Republicans want retribution. They want to do that. We're going to see what happens.
It's a terrible, terrible path that they're leading us to. And it's very possible that it's going to have to happen to them.
Revenge does take time, I will say that.
It does.
And sometimes revenge can be justified.
That video is emblematic of the GOP's shallow and graceless attempts to win an election. Joe Biden has proven his strong mental acuity with his State of the Union address and his courage as he speaks through a slight stutter he's had since childhood. And he will destroy Trump in the debates again. Dirty politics has been around a long time. It said that Jefferson spread rumors about Alexander Hamilton, probably the first Democrat in principle and a man whose tireless work saved our nation. The rumor was that Hamilton was a hermaphrodite. Look it up if you don't know, but know this. These people, Republicans and Fox News, will continue their bullshit lies, continuing to imply Biden's character is in dispute. But like Michelle Obama, Joe Biden goes high when they go low. That said, I'm not Joe Biden. The former Attorney General Eric Holder once said, when they go low, kick them. And when it comes to this waffle, I'm with Team Eric.
Damn right.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I'm Chip Franklin.